Welcome to Spacebar. Nick Gregorio.
Villarigo.
Cooper Hagedorn.
Boom. We're talking Super Mario Run.
Hold on real quick. Can we officially call this the Spaceman or the Base Bar? Base Bar or the Spaceman?
You guys
Like
decide.
Spaceman. Yeah, let us know.
When you're done telling Nick his hair is dumb in the comments,
Yes.
let us know which one you like.
It is uncombed.
But today is the day that Super Mario Run was released. You're not watching it this day, but we all checked it out. It's the mobile game that Nintendo's first real foray into, their I know that they have Pokemon Go, and they had some Final Fantasy stuff and Miyamoto's little face game, but we all played Super Mario Run, and I dig it. I'm pretty happy with
sick.
it. What do you guys?
I liked it as well. Only one of us liked it enough to pay for it within the first 3 minutes.
Playing it, I think Nick bought it immediately.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. My shit's just got 90% better.
Yeah.
Every poop that I take, I'm playing Mario.
He can be playing Mario, and I know that I believe it has 26 worlds to start. It may get more, we don't know, but I do know that Nick is on his phone in the bathroom quite a bit because he will disappear from the office, and then I'll get like a tweet and I'm like, that's so odd.
My toilet tweets.
Nick is
Toilet
not
tweets
in
are
the
going to
room
get
right
cut
now.
in half now.
So
Toilet tweets is new. That's a new thing
Segment.
from
It's a new
Primer
segment.
in the new year.
I
Watch
feel
out
like
for
a
it.
bathroom is like 75% worth of a regular like. But anyway, so yeah, in Mario Run, you're running left to right to left sometimes, and it's a game that you can play with one hand. And you just tap and you jump, and there's little moves where you can double jump. You can double jump, you can bounce off the walls, and there's all It's not a simple, super simple game.
So, sorry, do you guys like the? That's the one really different thing. Do you like the continuous
The on
running?
rails?
Yeah, that part.
I go back, I think there's some neat mechanics they build in there. At first, when you just vaulted over enemies and you didn't act
Well, hold on. So let's pause on that for a
Okay.
moment. So when there's the Koopa Troopas and the small turtles, when
anything
they're
that's on the ground.
you can put your phone down and he just automatically hops over them.
But if they're flying or like the
Yeah.
piranha plants, like those hit you. So that takes some
Sure.
getting used to.
Yes.
Because when you're planning your jumps, you're like, oh, I'm gonna run into this like Goomba or this Koopa Trooper, and then you
Right.
don't.
I think they're set up to. I think the way they're usually set up is you can also jump. He'll automatically jump, but if you hit jump right after he auto jumps, you do a little move,
you can
a
do
little
moves.
flourish, and then I think that's timed out to where you'll automatically land on the next guy.
yeah.
And it's just kind of I don't know if it changes your score or anything like that.
It's going to be a
I don't
timing
follow.
kind
Yeah,
of a timing
yeah.
based thing.
And I think it's a Mario game where, yes, there's exploration, but you're going to be doing a lot of that, like going back to beat times to get all the coins and then share it with your friends and fuck
You
around.
can't get all the coins in a single run. It's almost impossible because you have to choose a path sometimes. So unless you intentionally die and then bubble back
I'm sure that-
and then pop it and go, you're going to have to replay levels.
Yeah.
on this one.
I'm sure that there's either going to be secrets or like little, not glitches, but just little little methods that like players are already finding or going to find.
No. There's
where-
a guy in
where it sends you
Korea
back.
who can beat a level faster than Mario actually
Yes,
runs.
there's going to be
Already-
a
already
lot coming
did.
He
out,
just
but-
won $2 million.
He just won $2 million.
somehow, like doing this.
But the big thing for this is that it's a very pretty game. Having played Mario in the 8 and 16-bit era, and kind of you see him come up like when you look back. I know Mario 64 is a fantastic game, but he's kind of ugly and low res. But when you look at now on your phone, you forget like, oh, there's a pretty good GPU in this thing that's driving, and Mario looks pretty.
Looks great. Looks really,
Bowser
really
looks
nice.
cool. The castle, I thought, really like. When that level hits, it's like, oh wow! It looks like a next gen
fun.
game.
It's fun, and
cool.
it has the control. And we've always complimented Nintendo on this. It has pretty rock solid controls. Like you pick it up pretty easily, and you get the kind of vibe of when Mario should jump, what the different jumps feel like, dropping down after you climb stuff. There's a lot of and it's a very clever level design.
Yeah.
When I go back to Mario Galaxy or even Sunshine, like. They know how to make a fun game in the sense that you're trying to win it.
They
Well,
do
this
Mario
is-
well,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the difference or where the line in development versus publishing comes in this one, because DNA is the company that made this, and they're the one who had made Pokemon Go and other Nintendo properties that's crossing over to mobile. So Nintendo partnered with them, and I think that they've been making games. I want to say for 5 years. I was checking out their game list. A lot of the stuff is, they're more Japanese games, and I think that there's a Final Fantasy game from a year or two ago, and then Pokemon Go was what really put them on the map, and then you have Mario here. So when it comes to the mechanic of the whole thing, again, I'm not a game dev, but the little part of my brain that thinks I could be, I don't know if there's a better way than having him auto run. Because I've played some control games. And they're trash,
I
man.
think, yeah.
You play Mega Man or Street Fighter on your phone, it sucks.
Well, I think it's really novel too. Not only just, I'm a Mario fan. I played the last one that I bought. I think that was new was the new Super Mario Brothers on Wii, which is basically it looks just like this. I don't know if you guys played that, but it's the 2D treatment of Mario.
Fake 3D.
It's fake 3D, but it's really nice looking. It kind
Old school platform.
It brought me back kind of into gaming a few years ago, actually, that game. But I love this on the phone. They could have just as easily. I wonder who made that decision, because I think it's pretty savvy to change it up and not just like put a regular Mario game on iOS or for mobile phones. Like, I think they knew that, like, by changing up that one little element where it's like continuously running and where there's some auto jumping, which is not unless this has been going on like the 3DS recently, that's not a normal Mario feature.
No.
And I think just doing those little twists to it makes it fresher. It makes it something that I think is gonna like this. I think this will be really popular. And
It's
gonna,
very accessible. It makes it very
it's still
accessible.
simple in that Nintendo Mario way, but it's different. You can't do the same thing on a previous Mario game.
No, and
it's kind of cool.
No, I think I agree with you. I think it's smart because that's what even kids are used to now. Like that's their style of game. It's Flappy Birds. It's this continuous.
Yeah.
The character's always moving, and it's just sort of your finesse and your timing dictate
one of those
how
Flash
good
games and
Flash
stuff like that?
games and
Yeah.
stuff like
But that's what I mean on this. That's what the premise of the game is. He runs automatically, and you can play it with one hand. And I know that that's the. If you call it a gimmick, it is. But it just you can't do. When you look at games like Fruit Ninja or Flappy Bird, or games that are really big or were. If you go back to when the iPhone really hit, and you chronicle those games, there's not a ton that had that like two-hand. I remember when I got my first iPhone, I was like, Mega Man 2, and I'm like, this is the worst idea. Because you're fucking dying. It's one of the, Mega Man notoriously hard. And when you have a shit controller, because it's a touch screen, there's no tactile feedback.
Yeah.
And they're not, they're not really meant for that type of thing. So I think that, again, I'm sure there's other people who had other ideas, or maybe they had a couple, but this to me seems like the only one that's accessible, that has that, like, it just works Nintendo feel, and that is one where people can excel at. But
Here's something that you don't always notice, as soon as I picked this up, because I play Angry Birds and stuff like that.
Angry Birds 2, same control. It leans into the.
But the sound design that Nintendo brought is kind of outstanding. Like every little, they went through the library and gave you all the effects. This is wholly a Nintendo game. From the first screen, when it first comes up, you're like,
You hear the chime.
yeah,
you're going on pipes. You hear like the music.
It
definitely feels. It costs $10, but it feels like an expensive experience.
So on that, I know you already did. Are you going to pay $10 for it?
I think I'll pay $10 for it. For this thing in particular, for this experience that we're telling you guys about, the first kind of look, I wanted to just do the demo because I feel like they would. I know the game's going to get more and bigger. I don't know how much better. It's
The
going
levels
to be.
are fun. I'm doing one of the next levels. It's a ghost level, and it's a continuous screen where when you run and you go up another level.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
So
that's
you're
cool.
like going. So they're doing already just in these early goings, clever level design with the nonstop running, and they have the direction changing blocks already.
Yes.
I imagine that comes into play. Wall kicks work, and it works really well. The wall kick mechanic, which I was surprised.
I love it. Like I'm sure that there's one not too far in the game. I'm gonna buy it as well. I love wall kicks. Like that's my favorite thing.
Wall kicks will work.
Wall kicks will work.
Was
But that was a cool thing when they started doing the new Super Mario Brother games for Wii and for their mobile devices. It was a 2D game, but you could do those 3D mechanics like triple jumps and like wall kicks,
butt stomps.
So I want there to be, and I'm sure there will be on Super Mario Run, whole levels of wall kicks. I'll just have a blast with that.
Well, I mean, this now opens up the question. Oh, well, actually, when we're talking about the last thing about the mechanic, that thing, I think, so it doesn't sound like we're just sucking Nintendo's dick here. One of the things that's a bummer is that you auto run, and when we were saying when there's an enemy, you just automatically hop over it, and that leads to more tricks and stuff. But going back to a standard Mario game on the Wii U or the Switch or anything like that, it's going to kind of break your brain if you've been playing a lot of this, because you're going to be so used to just being able to auto run and then run right into guys.
Yeah.
And the whole construct of the old Mario games is you have to jump over them or bop them on the head to kill them. And it's like a different way. It's not even like chess and checkers. It's sort of like opposite day. So I think that's going to be a challenge. But I think Nintendo has proved themselves where they partner with the right company to make their mobile stuff, and this kind of opens it up. While I don't know if we're going to be seeing, Super Metroid run. There's not other games that fit this mold exactly, but I'm surprised at the production value, the graphics, and the concept that it's simple, but I think they got some good brains behind it to do stuff like, have the rotating level and being able to bounce off walls and, replayability and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that shift in the mechanics kind of gives them a new, sort of playground to mess with.
And I do think when I look at it, the $10 price point, like people are like, oh, that's expensive for a mobile game. But what's it at? You said it has 28 levels?
I think 26 worlds, and I think those
26
have
worlds, and there's
three to four
it's
levels
five.
each.
Yeah, it's 5 levels each.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a fair amount of gameplay. And if you think of it, if you're a kid, this is what you're gonna get at the end of the week. You like hold out. It's not so expensive that you gotta wait for like a birthday or a holiday.
Yeah.
If you're an adult, it's an easy purchase. I mean, lunch today was more than this. So.
Right.
Yeah, so we're in on it. Let us know in the comments. Have you at least try it? Well, sorry, this bet now opens up another can of worms. It's on iOS only right now, so I see why they did that. Because again, I was on Android for 6 years, but the perception of iOS just overall seems to be cooler, and they kind of announced this at an Apple event earlier this year. It makes sense. Android guys, don't kill me for this, but it makes sense that it would launch on Apple, because I'm sure there was money that changed hands in that sense, and it's going to be coming to Android in 2017, but that's also another negative. But let us know if you what you think. Download the demo at least and play the first 3 levels, and I think you get if you don't feel like paying for it, you get 20 seconds in Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, go as far as you can in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Bowser's Castle.
Level takes 21 now. But it's cool. Check it out. Let us know what you think. And if there's other games that you think Nintendo could or should make, let us know too.
And remember to follow, and subscribe.
And like us, and
leave
follow
a mean
us,
comment, 'cause
subscribe.
I will light you up.
Oh, and in case you
will
are
get
wondering
backed.
what the deal is, why we're in the basement sometimes,
Bop
and why
you on
we're at
your
the bar.
nose.
If it's just us hanging out talking shit, we're gonna be in the basement here. Sometimes with a guest like a Chloe or someone else. But when we have people, he doesn't count.
I'm also here.
He doesn't count. But when we have guests from outside of the studio, or special guests, like when we had
We
Pamela
take it
Horton
to
on,
the bar and the star.
we take it out to the bar, which is actually over there, and then we do some drinking. So let us know who you want to see have at the bar if there's other guests. So I'm out of here. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Yes.
Later.
Bye, Fieri.